What up?
What up, Matt?
How we living?
I'm doing good, dude. You doing the same thing? You're fixing your bowl, eh?
I got my bowl ready.
Dude, I appreciate you complying with it. You're my first serial interview.
Hey, bro, I'm all about it.
Dude,
Cheers.
I appreciate it. I pick a cereal for everybody that I speak with, and Cheerios had Cheery Rose in it. Like, will you accept this Cheery
Ooh.
Rose? So that's that's why we went
Wow.
with that. I
I
don't
see what you
really
did there.
just being honest. Like, you're so much cooler than me that I really didn't have much. Like, I didn't know how to characterize you in a box of cereal. So I went with that clever one though, man. So do you like Cheerios? Do you enjoy Cheerios?
I I am the biggest cereal guy ever. I have my pantry stocked.
For real? What is like your legit, like your go-to? It's your staple. You got it in your pantry all day, every day, all night.
I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready?
Come on.
Cinnamon frosted flakes.
Ooh, I didn't even know those exist.
Exactly. They're very
Okay.
rare. I had them
Yeah.
on vacation, and now I
Yeah.
order them. I have them stocked up at all times. Cinnamon frosted flakes.
So you order these things like online.
You can't find them anywhere.
Okay. Well, dude, I know enough about you to know that you're a healthy guy. I see that you're fit. I've kind of switched lately to this Magic Spoon stuff, and I'm trying to get everybody to try it.
Okay.
It's like a healthy all protein cereal.
That looks really good.
And it's legit. This is the blueberry flavor. That's what I'm going with today. But I'm gonna tell you this: they're not cheap. But I'm sure you can afford them. But dude, I was just eating all that processed sugar, and my
Hmm.
wife, my wife is big. Like, hey, let's get healthy with the kids and all. And
Yep.
so, yeah, I'm touting the blueberry magic spoon. But dude, how are you doing these days? Like, what do you fit? Do you feel like $1 million when you wake up every day with what's going on in your life?
No, I do, but mostly because of just like, my family's healthy, my mom's healthy, my brother's staying out of trouble, I'm healthy. Like, there's so much going on, and like the simple things is what I'm finding the most joy in now, because like I've taken this time during quarantine just to reflect on like what matters. Because like
Yeah.
I had to leave my home in New York to come down to Florida. I don't have anything. I just had like the clothes in my backpack. I thought I was gonna be here for 2 weeks, and here it is, like 6 months later. And I'm like, I've been living out of my backpack. I've been living with my roommate from college and who I live with in New York, Tyler. And I'm just like, I had the best past 6 months out, and I haven't been going out. I haven't been traveling. I've just been spending time with my homies and
Yeah,
just taking time to like reflect on me, and it's been great.
man. So legit, you were like, I'm going here to ride the storm out. And you're talking about Jupiter, Florida, right? Is that where you guys are hanging?
Not the planet.
Yeah, I know.
Popular to contrary belief, it's not the planet. It's the city in Florida, small area right above, like an hour above Fort Lauderdale, and it's like a sleepy snowbird town.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Crazy, man. So you were one of those guys. Gosh, man, I admire that. Like, I love everything you just said about COVID. And I'm kind of doing my own version of that. Like, I'm never home, always on the go when COVID's not happening.
Right.
And man, I've seen my kids and my wife every day, and I don't take that for granted. Like,
Yep.
because that's not my life.
Yep.
Normally I'm somewhere going, man, I wish I could see my son play football, or I wish I could see my wife. But dude, I feel that, and I love that attitude. I mean, not to get too deep, but like,
Yeah.
where does this joy come from? Are you like, can we talk like religious type of stuff?
Absolutely.
Like, did you come from a faith-based background, or are you a believer, or what's the dealio?
Yeah. So I grew up in a very Christian home, and
Yeah,
I'm a Christian as well. And
yeah,
it's like it's the biggest blessing to have had a mom. It was a single parent home, so like her faith and just relentless trust in God and where he was where he's going to take her, and her raising myself and my brother, and her getting us to a million different practices and keeping us out of trouble and not letting us know when she's been laid off and like when this bill is due. And like, I don't know how she did it, but she managed to have this joy about her all the time.
Yeah.
And people are like, yo, like, I love Miss Patty. That's my mom's name. Like, Miss Patty's great. Like, couldn't play Guitar Hero. Like, couldn't have Pokemon cards. Like, the most, like, no that type of Christian household, you know? And I resented her for it initially, but like, the older I've gotten, I just come to appreciate all those things, because that verse in the Bible, I feel like, where it talks about like, you raise somebody up, you raise your kids up in the church, or like, and they won't run from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that, I felt like that resonates in my life. And
dude,
I don't even know how to gather my thoughts.
Yeah. No, man, I just want you to know you exude joy. Like, I noticed that when you got on, and that's right up my alley. And just to everybody who watches this interview, my main cause in life is to spread that joy, the joy of Jesus Christ. And if anybody gets anything from this interview, we're going to talk about everything, including cereal and stupid stuff. But first and foremost, I hope you see and hear my Savior, Jesus Christ, and also Matt. So, dude, that warms my heart, man. That's unbelievable. I'll tell you, too, the fact that we just got there in like 3 minutes blows my mind, because, we're working on this show, and I'm always just prayerfully asking. I'm a new believer, became a believer about a year ago. And so just really wishing my occupation would involve that and that message and be centered on it, really. So, gosh, dude, thank you for just bleeding that joy. That's unfreaking real. So
Amen.
Let's go. Let's deviate though off the path here. I want to go to your boy Tyler Cameron. I'm sure you get sick of being asked about him. You're like, man, I'm tired of talking about Tyler. I'm uneducated, as some audience members might be. How do you guys know each other? Did y'all go to school? Did you play football together, or what's the deal?
So I was the first person he met on campus. We both went to Wake Forest together. And
you be beating it, baby.
Yeah, go Deeks. He was a quarterback, I was a receiver, and we just kind of hit it off. Like, we just by default of like quarterback throwing the ball to receiver.
Right.
Like, we were together all the time. And our friendship really didn't take off until after college, because he graduated early from Wake and transferred to FAU to finish his master's and play tight end, because he was going from playing quarterback to tight end. And when he got to FAU, I would go down there and visit him, and I'd stay at his mom's house in Jupiter. So I'd drive down to Boca for a game, hang out with them, go to their place, stay there, and then I'd go back to New York, or I'd go back to Pittsburgh, where I was living at the time.
Right.
And then when he was taking modeling more serious, and don't mind me eating with my hands.
Do it, man.
He moved up to New York with me, and we were living in I will put it up to anybody's apartment, the smallest apartment you could ever find. And my bed was lofted, and he was living right underneath me. So we were literally living on top of each other for 6 months.
Man, so it blossomed from sports. I love that bond. That's a strong. Y'all were in the trenches together, QB wide receiver combo, man. That's awesome. How tall are you?
I'm like 6'5".
So dang, dude. So did you play other sports?
So the bond that me and TC formed, again, in the trenches with them, throwing me a lot of passes, not converting a lot of those passes, a lot of drop balls and I
love your honesty.
But me and TC love to hoop. So I wish that, and any football player you ask, they're going to be like, oh, like, I'm the best, I'm the nicest. Any basketball players, like, I got hands. So
right.
I love basketball. I wish I could play basketball, but I can't shoot. I have a horrible shot, so I'm a hustle guy.
I got you. You're cleaning up trash.
I'm cleaning up trash. I'm picking up rebounds. I'm playing dirty defense. Like any way to somebody to pick me up on the team. But I can't.
Okay. Well, give me some advice for my son. Since I got to be home for COVID, first time ever been home this long. I'm helping him. I'm coaching his first full pads football season this year.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
the best.
it's unreal. The other coaches, they laugh at me because I'm so jacked. Like I think I'm the most jacked person on the field. I'm so excited. My son's like, hey, calm down, Dad. Like just chill out. But dude, we're 1-0. We won 8-6.
Heck
He plays
yeah.
we do a lot of jet sweep stuff where he's
Gotcha.
like he does the 4 and he plays backup QB, but yeah, like you got any tips, I don't know, for youth football? Like
Before we get into his football, I have to say that I love your family. I've never met
dude.
him, but your wife has got to be a saint because I see you guys playing volleyball in the house. You're freaking. You have one of your sons and daughters on top of the van washing the car,
Oh, yeah.
cleaning outside.
Yeah.
Like your family seems like such a good time, and
Dude.
like that's goals,
Party.
bro. Like that is awesome.
Man, thanks for saying that. I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Like, and when y'all sang Coco, or when y'all sang a song from Coco, like I'm a recent Disney Plus subscriber.
Oh yeah.
I've worked my way down every single bit Pixar, Disney.
Yeah.
Coco is behind. How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite movie of all time.
Love it.
Below that is probably somewhere between Up and Coco. I mean, that movie was, and y'all's rendition of the song was unreal.
Well, dude, were you not crushed? Like I wasn't prepared for Coco. Like I was just like, this looks cool. Dude, at the end of that movie,
not to give anything away. The twist in that movie,
mind blowing. I know,
dude. I was hurt.
I know. That last, like you said, don't want to give it away, but that last scene, I was crying hard, like hard crying. My kids were like, "You okay, Dad? Like everything all right?" Down there on the couch. I guess it just took me by surprise because I was like you. I was like, man, we're running out of stuff to watch. Hey, let's hit this movie with the skeletons on it. And man, it wrecked us, man. But yeah, give me just like, I don't know, even if it's serious, like I'm really focused on trying to get them to hit right, encourage each other. You know, in my opinion, football is mistakenly thought of as like this big, like, you know, got to be angry, where I kind of come at it as like, hey, let's be controlled, you know, and thoughtful on how we hit and stuff like that, but still be great athletes.
Yep.
So what do you think I should tell them?
Man, I think you should tell them to have fun, because like it's when you lose, like when it's not fun, it's not fun. When it's not fun, it's not fun for anybody. Like you gotta, like win or lose, like it's obviously you want to win, and that's great. But like my mom never forced me to do anything I didn't want to do. Like like she was like pulling me off my game systems and my skateboard to go play sports. Like let me do whatever I wanted to do, and like that's why I think I didn't get burnt out of football. It's like when I wanted to do it, we did it, and then I took a break from it for like a year. But when I was doing it, to answer your question, we had so much fun. Like our coach was awesome. He took it super serious, but he never barked at us for like dropping a pass or whatever. Like it was about, if we missed it, if we weren't paying attention, that's when he got upset. Effort, if we gave great effort and we dropped the ball, whatever, it didn't matter, because we're elementary, middle school. Like you're learning the game. And you just got to be patient, because everyone's watching highlights and they want to do this. They want to one hand. They want to spear everybody into the ground. But you just got to basics. Just wrap up. That'd be my tackling. I would just say you got to wrap up, because everyone wants to hit 6 people.
Right.
Just hold on to them, and then the whole gang's gonna come. You get a hold of them, your squad's gonna come clean up.
Everybody's there. Just wrap up, dude. I love that advice. I'm with you. To me, music was like that for me. Like I did a lot. I played a lot of sports growing up, but I never knew what passion was until I kind of ran into music, and I was like, ride or die, baby. Like I love this. Like I don't even care if I'm good. I just love it, and
Yep.
that turned into something. And so that's kind of something I try to pass on to my kids. Is like, man, if you don't love it first, none of that cool stuff's gonna happen unless
Exactly.
you fall in love with that. But man, I love that advice. So I know right now, probably you're probably getting bombarded with these questions about like, this TikTok thing that blew up. But I'm fascinated because again, I'm a little undereducated, but kind of on purpose because I like to meet people like I just would on the street. And I see in like a sheet about you, I see real estate broker, and then I see like blew up on TikTok, and I want to know what happens to a real estate broker when you blow up on TikTok. Like, does that go away? Are you like, hey, so and so, take my calls, or was that purposeful, or you know what I'm saying? Like, is this all out of the blue for you, or what's
So,
going on? Like, tell me really, yeah,
so the
answer that.
TikTok stuff is like I just stumbled into a very fortunate situation during quarantine. Like,
Yeah,
um, I was living with my buddy who had just been on a TV show, and then one
uh-huh,
of his friends from the TV show came down. So we're all hanging out, and like, there's no work to be done in my industry. Like, no one's leasing space, no one's
right.
looking at space. So we've got all this idle time, and everyone's at home. So we're like, what are we gonna do?
So you
And
do commercial real estate broker.
commercial,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
commercial in New York City, and like New York City at that time, just like all you're seeing on
Nothing.
the news, like another death, another. It's just
Yeah,
like horrible. So, like honestly, in an effort just to like for my mental state and just for like everyone else who followed me or who I like interacted with, like we just wanted to have fun.
right.
Like that's my theme. Like I need to be laughing. I need to be having a good time. And
Yeah,
he's like, we just started doing dumb stuff. Like we would have freaking fruit roll up races. So we'd unwrap like a fruit roll up and we just like race each other to eat it. We're playing pranks on each other. Like the Kentucky Derby got canceled, so we had our own Kentucky Derby with like fake horses. Like we
yeah,
were doing dumb things. It was funny though, just because like it's so goofy. And
yeah.
some people took offense to it just because not everyone like not like some people want to be miserable, you know.
Right,
And
right,
and it's hard for me to be miserable because my joy doesn't come from these circumstances. It comes
right,
from the Lord. So it's like
right,
everything that I see at from a surface level isn't affecting like where my joy comes from. So it's like,
right.
how is this guy happy with all this stuff going on? And you gotta that was like the hardest thing to balance is like um being uh, uh sensitive to people who
About to
are
say,
dealing
yeah,
with horrible things, but at the same time, like I feel like what we were doing was like bringing joy in some way, like making somebody
yeah,
laugh, like very lighthearted stuff. So
right.
it was a lot of fun, and it honestly has helped my other stuff. Like I'll get emails from people I work with, like kid, like my daughter just what's it called um when you do duet, can you duet?
Oh yeah, yeah,
The daughter just duetted like one of y'all's dances. Can you like comment on it?
yeah.
From like someone I've
So
never
you
met. I'm like, of course, bro. So I'm
that's
just like,
awesome.
yo, y'all crush that dance. Like we got to do a collaboration. Just like
You
there's
just made
fun.
that. You just made that dad like the coolest dad ever. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. So was there a moment, I love to ask this too, because this happens in music too, where like you're grinding, you're just doing your thing, and all of a sudden something takes off and it hits you like, this might be something more, than I thought. Does that happen with like the TikTok thing where you're like, oh, this is really fun and funny, and then y'all start counting, views and stuff and talking to me and like, yo, we need to keep this up. Like you said, this brings a lot of joy to people. This has an eternal purpose, but also like it's turning into something. Was there a moment, or was there an actual like TikTok even where you were like, dude, we just went next level? You know what I mean?
Um, I would say more so like with there's another program that we do in New York City, ABC Food Tours,
Yeah.
where we work with inner city kids to bring them to restaurants and different fitness activations.
Yeah.
And that right there, like that is like the platform, and like TikTok helps me connect with my kids.
Right.
Like I'll follow them on TikTok, and like we'll do, like, we know how to do the renegade. We do all the same dances, so it's
Right.
like they're more responsive to when I tell them something because they see where I'm coming from. It's not like
Yeah.
some adult is coming in and being like, man, I don't want to do this. Mr. Matt's telling us to do X, Y, Z. But it's like I had to dance with them. I'm like, yo, by the way, like you should probably do X, Y, Z. And they're like, all right, yeah, you're right. We probably
Dude.
should. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like a way to find common ground. Like that's really been the biggest thing on why I like to utilize it. Like the dancing and stuff is fun. I love to dance. I can't dance at all, but it's fun.
No, you're good.
You're doing it with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then if you can relate, if it helps you relate to somebody, like the kids that we work with, like it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Well, tell me that. I love that. And yeah, I share that bond with my daughter. I noticed that over COVID. She loves to do those dances, and I just do them with her. And honestly, it's really given us a level playing field. I'm like, dude, I get a kick out of this too. And so, yeah,
Right.
I definitely see how, you know, being involved with something that she is down with, and she definitely listens to other stuff in a different way. But I love that. And I've noticed the same thing with Baylor, my son Baylor's football team. You know, a lot of them are like, oh, I follow you on TikTok, you know, and so so like Coach Hayes might be a little cooler than the rest of the coaches, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But let me ask you, if you don't mind, I hope you don't get bored like regurgitating what that cause is that you're talking about, but I want to hear about that. Like, what is it? Why do you do it? And how, like, basically plug it to anybody listening right now. How can anyone get involved or help or whatever?
For sure. So basically, when Tyler and I stopped playing football, we didn't feel like we had a platform to engage students. And we finally had something to say, but we didn't have anybody to say it to because no one wants to listen to some like commercial real estate broker coming into there. Like no one's getting hype about that. So we started bringing kids in these lower income areas that we frequented for fried chicken, for arepas, for pizza, for ice cream. And we're like, we need to bring these kids in the neighborhood to these spots. Like I'm coming all the way across town to have this, and these kids live across the street and they've never eaten it. So it was just introducing them to the cultures in their neighborhood and the stories of these entrepreneurs and empowering these kids to feel like they could do the same thing. And if that's like opening up their own restaurant, a lot of the people that we worked with were immigrants and they're not, they didn't go to college, and a lot of the kids we work with aren't on track to go to college. So it's like people that look like them, that are on similar trajectories as them, owning things in their community and their neighborhood and being positive influences and people in their ecosystem. Like I was the product of that. Like when I was growing up, like a single parent home, like we weren't dirt poor, but we didn't have a lot of disposable income. So whenever someone took me to do something, whether that was to go to a restaurant, whether that was to go to on a vacation, like I aspired those things for my family now because of what I saw. I'm like, I want to be able to do those things for my kid and my wife and my family. And I want those kids to have that same drive that I had. Not and not feel like they can't do that because they can't economically afford it. And and you asked how I would ask people to get involved is I challenge them to find a way to make a difference in their own life. Like it could be something small, but like just like picking up, like if you see some kid in front of you counting change to get a $1.99 burger at Wendy's, like just pick up the burger and be like, hey, like I got you. Just like trying to find things along the way to make people's lives easier and just be a light. That's how I tell people how they could get involved.
Dude, that's sick. That's unbelievable. I've got goosebumps. Everybody do what he said. I love that. Thanks for sharing. I got two more, I guess, things I want to ask. One is, as far as I want to know what does Miss Patty think about your life now? Like y'all, I mean, y'all are close, right? She's alive and well and everything. Is she jacked about everything that's coming up? Is she like, hey, this is weird? Like what does she think about all this?
My mom is stoked about everything that's to come. She's been my biggest fan since day one. Like
Yeah.
my mom, I feel like everybody's mom, like, but my mom, like a funny story, like this is just my mom and like the love she has for like her boys. Like she told me one time, and like you know how little kids are, you tell us something, we'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Like, but Dad, you said that like pigs can. So my mom's like, I'll buy anything with your face on it. And so me, even at like middle schooler, I'm like, all right, we have pictures tomorrow, so like we'll see. And I made the craziest face ever. I looked ridiculous. And the guy for my school year, my yearbook picture in 7th grade, and the guy's like, I'm not taking this picture. Like you look crazy. And I'm holding this face like, take it. My mom said she'd buy anything with my face on it. And she opens up the pictures and she starts dying laughing. She bought like $200 worth. I still like clipping the picture.
Oh man.
But no, to answer your question, like the love that my mom has for us is like love. It's just like it personifies her relationship with the Lord. It's like it's unconditional. Like there's nothing I've done to deserve the way that she treats my son and my brother. And it's like I want to love my partner the way that my mother loves me. And I want to look for someone that embodies all the things that my mom embodies. And like people say like, I love when people are like, you're a mama's boy. I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, how would you want me to treat my mother? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love my mom. I'd do anything for her, just like I hope you do anything for your mom. And I think that's a representation of how I'm going to treat the person I spend the rest of my life with. So like all those qualities that she has, like the fruits of the spirit, just love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, like self-control, like that is her. And that's what that's why I've been picking the whole process of like, who do I want to be with? Like, someone who can go through everything that she's been through and come out the other side, the strong woman that she is, and not waver in her morals at all. You know, it's a lot to ask for, but those people are out there.
They exist, brother. Hang on. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, and give Miss Patty a big hug from Walker and family. And then let me ask you this. Word on the street is you went to the Bluebird once, and your mind was kind of blown. You know, a real estate broker walks into the Bluebird, and sounds like do you dabble in songwriting, or you just have a passion?
I just love music. And that was such a raw experience for me. Like growing up in North Carolina, like I wouldn't necessarily say that like country is my first option. Like I love R&B music. I love everything. But like by default, I'm in the car listening to Travis Tritt on the way to a basketball game. You know what I mean? Like I'm listening to freaking Corey Smith. Like I'm listening to all these different artists that I would have never discovered on my own, but it's who I am now. So like when I'm driving to the beach, I'll put on a country set. I'll put on I got a rice cooking in
the microwave.
Got a big I don't plan
to stay. I love it.
And people in the car are like, what? So like to that point, like there's not like what music do I love music. Like good music is like it's not a genre. It's just like, oh, that's good music. So like when I went to the Bluebird, I was like blown away. I'm like, yo, these guys are killing it. Like they're just going around classics. Like all these like they're so like I don't know if it's humble or it's just like a show thing. It's like they're like, yeah, like I'm gonna play this. I don't know if anybody's gonna know it. Like It was in like the most famous movie. I'm like, yo, this dude wrote that song.
I know.
But dude, the Bluebird Cafe, that was one of the coolest experiences musical experiences I've ever had. It was so awesome. Cool. And
well,
like
that's what,
yeah.
Dude, my wife and I, we got here in 2004, and the second Monday we were here, that's what made me want to be a songwriter. I had the same thought as you. You know, I was like, a dude picked up a guitar and was like, I was just messing around, and I thought of this, you know, and he sang The Dance, the Garth Brooks song, and my mind was like exploded. You know, I'd always thought Garth Brooks wrote it, and I was like, but you wrote it. And then I was like, I even like your version, like all messed up, you know, but dude, it was a beautiful thing. But let me tell you this, man, this has been unreal. I don't think accidents happen. This was my first of interviews, and your joy is just infectious. And I didn't know what to expect really going into this, and I'm so glad you were the first one. It's I could talk to you for hours, and man, gosh, I just wish you the best of luck, man, with your future and everything that's going on. I know you can't talk much about it. I'm not even really going to ask you anything else. I want you to know we're thinking about you, and we'll say a prayer for you. And man, keep that joy going on. Don't ever stop TikToking, whatever you do, man. You may sell that real estate brokerage, but don't turn the TikTok off.
Bro, I appreciate those kind words. I'm being called away right now, but before I leave, let's get a quick prayer in.
Oh heck yeah, dude. You gonna drop it, or I'm gonna drop it?
I'm gonna drop it.
Do it like it's hot.
Father God, thank you for allowing me to spend this time with good people. We're constantly on the battlefield, and every day is a new challenge, and we all sin and fall short of the glory of God, but we know that you have overcome all things, and we have the power to overcome all things too, Lord. So let us realize that power, Father, as we go forward, and be a light. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen. Come on, Matt. Hey, dude, keep it real. Tell everybody on your team. Tell Hannah. Tell Tyler. I don't know Tyler, but tell him I said what's up. And man, we're gonna see each other down the road. Good luck with the future, and I love you, bro. So good.
Love you too. I'm gonna pull up on you when I'm in Nashville. I need to come to one of Baylor's games.
Dude, come to a game. It'll make me the coolest dad ever. And hey, we'll write a song. Seriously, I dare you. We'll sit down and write something.
That'd be awesome.
All right, bud. Keep it real. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.